Beyond the Gates spoilers. Hello and welcome back to the channel, besties. Today is a brilliantly chaotic Tuesday, and we have so much to unpack in the world of our favorite daily drama. Grab your iced coffees and let us dive straight into the madness. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing right this very second. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now because I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of what is unfolding on Beyond the Gates. I am literally filming this while I am running errands, walking aimlessly down the beverage aisle of the grocery store, because I just had to jump on here and vent. You need to understand that we are not just watching a show anymore, we are invested, and I am personally attacked by the level of psychological warfare happening right now. Send help? My soul has actually left my body. Heather Armstrong is officially on my do not perceive list, but at the same time, I am totally living for the absolute cinematic mayhem she is bringing to the DMV. I am hyperventilating. I need a paper bag. The stakes are astronomical, and I am genuinely unwell over the sheer gravity of this situation. Okay, let me try to calm down, which is impossible, but I will try. Basically, Heather Armstrong has shown up at the Department of Motor Vehicles with her own ridiculously shady agenda, and Joey Armstrong is straight up losing his mind over it. He is completely unhinged about her presence, and honestly, can you blame him? But wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Heather is not just lurking around for fun. When Heather does not get what she wants, she goes nuclear. And right now, she is holding on to a secret so massive, so incredibly destructive, that if she drops it, the entire universe is going to implode. She is threatening to tell Vanessa McBride, the ultimate world-ending tea, that Joey Armstrong literally murdered her husband, Doug. I am screaming. I am actually screaming into the void. Wait, I am glitching. Okay, back to the main event. We have to dissect this tea with absolute cinematic mayhem because this is a high-octane psychological masterpiece. Before Joey and Vanessa were this deeply obsessed, madly in love power couple, there was Vanessa and Doug. And, oh my god, do not even get me started on the vibes of their marriage. They were the ultimate DMV power couple. Doug was this brilliant, top-tier heart surgeon. Like, the man saved lives for a living. He was respected. He was wealthy. And they met when they were super young. They got married. They had twins, and from the outside, they looked like the literal blueprint for success. But bestie, be for real right now, this is Beyond the Gates. Nobody is happy. Their marriage was a straight-up disaster behind closed doors. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but they had an open marriage. Yes, you heard that right, but it was not some enlightened, mutually beneficial arrangement. Vanessa was basically the one taking full advantage of it. She was out here having the time of her life at the Fairmont Crest Country Club. And let me just veer off into a completely random tangent for a second because the aesthetic of that country club, the lush green lawns, the ridiculously expensive tennis skirts, the iced teas on the veranda, it is giving major old money trauma, and I am obsessed. The lighting in those scenes is always so perfectly golden hour, it makes me want to buy a golf cart just to crash it. Anyway, back to the tea. Vanessa was hooking up with call girls and personal trainers at the club, just living her absolute best, messy life. And Doug? He genuinely did not care because Vanessa's flings were purely physical. There were no feelings involved. She still loved Doug, in her own twisted, complicated way. Did I say that yet? Ugh. My brain is mush. Moving on. But here is where the plot goes completely off the rails and straight into a ditch. While Vanessa was getting her cardio in with the personal trainers, Doug was spiraling into a massive, life-destroying gambling addiction. We are talking heavy, pathological gambling. This brilliant surgeon, a man who literally holds human hearts in his hands, was spending all his time and every single penny he had at the casinos. The juxtaposition of his sterile, controlled operating room and the chaotic neon-lit nightmare of the casino floor is honestly such a brilliant cinematic parallel. I am literally crying just thinking about the absolute waste of potential. Enter Joey Armstrong, the villain arc to end all villain arcs. Joey did not just stumble upon Doug's gambling problem. He practically orchestrated its escalation. Joey targeted Doug with surgical precision, which is ironic considering Doug is the actual surgeon. Joey wanted to use Doug's massive, insurmountable gambling debt as leverage. Why? Because Joey is a mobster mastermind, and he wanted Vanessa. But not romantically, at least not at first. He wanted Vanessa as a business asset. He needed to force her to launder his dirty money through her highly successful real estate firm. I am legitimately clutching my chest right now. The manipulation, the calculation, it is giving absolute sociopath energy, and I cannot even handle it. Joey basically rolled out the red carpet for Doug to destroy his own life. He let Doug get deeper and deeper into the hole, loaning him money, enabling his sickness, and then turning around and threatening him when he obviously could not pay it back. Doug walked right into Joey's trap like a moth to a flame. And this is the part that genuinely makes me want to yeet my phone across the room. Joey used Randy Parker to do his dirty work. Randy? Doug's childhood best friend. Randy works for Joey, and Joey straight up forced Randy to lure Doug further into the gambling abyss. Randy tried to resist. He really did. But what choice did he have? You do not say no to Joey Armstrong. The betrayal of a childhood friend being the architect of your downfall? I am unwell. I am officially putting Randy on my do not perceive list, even though I know he was trapped. It is just too tragic. So, Vanessa finally finds out. Imagine being Vanessa in this moment. She thinks Joey is just some local mob boss with a scary reputation. And suddenly she discovers her husband owes this monster an absolute fortune. Joey corners her, and the ultimatum is laid out. Either Vanessa agrees to launder Joey's money through her pristine real estate business, or Doug's life is over. And Joey made it very clear what that meant. We are talking broken surgeon hands, shattered legs, or something infinitely more violent and terrifying. Vanessa, despite her open marriage and her country club flings, still loved Doug. She sacrificed her own morality, her own business, and her own safety to protect him. She agreed to Joey's demands, kicking and screaming on the inside, but she did it. And here is where the psychological trauma really sets in for me. While Vanessa is being forced to commit massive federal crimes for this mobster, she actually starts falling for him. The sheer unhinged nature of Stockholm Syndrome mixed with genuine chemistry. It is so toxic, so problematic, and yet I was completely glued to my screen. But Doug was not having it. Doug realized what was happening, and his gambling addiction basically morphed into an addiction to ruining Joey. Doug wanted to take Joey down and get Vanessa away from him. He became a massive, glaring liability. And who, pray tell, tipped Joey off about Doug being a threat? Bill Hamilton. Yes, Bill. I am literally hyperventilating right now. The interconnected web of deceit in this town is suffocating. Bill warned Joey, and Joey realized that Doug was no longer just a pawn. He was a problem that needed to be permanently erased. Joey made the chilling, calculated decision to eliminate Doug McBride. The execution of this murder plot is where I fully lost my grip on reality. I remember watching this unfold, and I was mid-skincare and smeared charcoal mask all over the rug because my jaw hit the floor so hard. Joey is a mastermind, right? So he needs an alibi. What does he do? He sweeps Vanessa off to Puerto Rico. He takes the wife of the man he is about to murder on a romantic getaway so she will never, ever suspect him. The sheer audacity, the absolute sickness of it all. I'm pacing my kitchen, just thinking about it. While Joey and Vanessa are soaking up the sun in Puerto Rico, the hit is on. Joey orchestrates the most devastatingly cruel setup at the casino. He has a dealer specifically let Doug win big. Imagine Doug's mindset in that moment. He thinks his luck has finally turned. He thinks he is winning his life back. It is so deeply tragic, I cannot even breathe. And then, Marcel Malone steps in. Marcel, acting on Joey's orders, starts pouring drinks for Doug and slips something into his glass. He drugs him. He completely incapacitates this brilliant surgeon. Once Doug is drugged out of his mind, Marcel steals all the winnings because, obviously, Doug is not going to need money where he is going and drags him out to his car. Marcel physically places a drugged, unconscious Doug behind the wheel and stages a catastrophic, fatal drunk driving accident. The crash was horrifying. The screeching tires, the shattered glass, the sheer finality of it. Doug McBride, the renowned heart surgeon, dead in a staged crash, entirely orchestrated by the man who was currently romancing his wife in Puerto Rico. I am crying. I am actually shedding real tears right now. The emotional damage this storyline inflicted on me is permanent. And now, bringing it all back to the present, Heather Armstrong is walking around the DMV holding this thermal detonator of a secret. Heather knows, and she is threatening to tell Vanessa. Can you even begin to fathom the psychological nuclear winter that will descend upon Vanessa if she finds out? She has built a whole life, a whole deeply passionate relationship with Joey, the man who ordered the execution of the father of her twins, manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update, because there is no way this stays buried. If Heather opens her mouth, Vanessa's entire reality will shatter into a million pieces. Will she kill Joey? Will she burn his casino to the ground? Will she turn state's evidence? I am calling it right now. Vanessa's villain arc is about to go nuclear, and Joey is going to reap every single ounce of the karma he has sown. Wait, backtrack. I just remembered the way Joey looked when Heather was pushing his buttons. The panic in his eyes was so real, so visceral. He knows he is standing on a trapdoor, and Heather has her hand on the lever. And honestly, I am here for his downfall. Joey has been playing God with these people's lives for way too long. Dragging Doug into the mud, forcing Randy to betray his best friend, manipulating Vanessa into money laundering, and then murdering her husband. He is officially the most toxic man on television, and I am so done with him. But also, I am terrified for Vanessa. She is going to look back at every single moment she shared with Joey, every kiss, every touch, and realize she was sleeping with the devil who slaughtered her family. The betrayal is going to physically destroy her, and by extension, it is going to destroy me. I am so deep in the lore of Beyond the Gates that my grip on reality is slipping. This situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. I will be refreshing my feed every 5 seconds until the next episode drops because I genuinely cannot function knowing this bomb is ticking. Stay safe out there, besties, because the DMV is officially a war zone, and none of us are surviving the fallout.